Hi guys, so in today's video I wanted to show you how I get my everyday makeup look. This is what I do every single time I do my makeup. I don't do my makeup every single day of the week, but when I do choose to, this is usually what I opt out for. It's gonna seem like it's a lot of steps, but it comes out looking pretty natural, and it's just the way I like to do it. You guys can take off some steps or add more, whatever you guys prefer. Easy, it's drugstore, it's affordable, anybody can do it. I'm not using any fancy makeup brushes, any fancy makeup. It looks natural, and that's what I go for an everyday, unless, you know, you're going out somewhere and you want to get fancy with the shadows. So yeah, if you want to know how I got this look, then please keep watching. I'm gonna leave all the information of all the products that I use down below in the description bar, so if you guys want to, you know more about it. Let's get into the makeup look because I don't want to make this super long intro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's get into the makeup look because yeah. Hey guys, so starting off with a fresh face, I'm going to use two foundations, two that are slightly different in color, but not by much. I'm going to pick the lightest shade first and start by applying it to the areas on my face that I want to brighten up, which would be my under eyes, my chin, my upper lip, which I put a little too much, the sides of my jawline under where my contour will go, my forehead, and the bridge of my nose. Then after that, I'm going to take the slightly darkest shade and use it to give myself a natural looking tan slash contour slash bronze look without the need of a powder. If you guys don't want to do powder, you guys can do this and it would give you a natural tan look. So I'm going to the sides of my nose, my temples, the middle of my forehead close to my hairline, and obviously the hollows of your cheeks and under your chin. Then taking this little bootlegged beauty blender that you can purchase anywhere for like $1, I'm going to go ahead and start dabbing it all in to blend it. I like to work my way up, so I start on the sides of my jawline with the lightest shades first, and then I move into the darker shades. I'm using the same little sponge for my whole face just to make sure that it all blends in properly and it doesn't look streaky or super blunt. I take a really long time blending in my foundation, so I sped up the process because if not, we would be here all day. Honestly, doing my makeup, 98% of it is spent blending, which is totally fine because you want it to be blended and you want it to be flawless. So just continue to blend and blend and blend and so forth, which makes your forearms kind of hurt. And if you notice, I am not really dragging the sponge across my face in order to blend. I'm more so doing a dabbing type of technique, I guess you would call it. And for me, I like to dab it more than drag it because I think it sets your makeup and it sets it exactly where you want it instead of moving it around your face. And you know, dragging also causes wrinkles, and we don't want wrinkles, you know, we want a fresh looking young face for practically the rest of our lives. But hey, if it happens, it happens. It's okay, embrace it. Just make sure that you blend it all in and there's no harsh lines and it looks flawless, which is probably going to end up taking you a while. Believe me, it's going to take you a while to get it like that. Especially if you're using any type of sponge. I like to use foundation brushes. I really like the finish that they leave on your face, but I don't have one currently. I washed it and all the hairs fell out, so hooray for me. So, I mean, either one works. I like both, but yeah. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and set my foundation or foundations, since there's two on my face, with the Tarte Amazonian Clay Finishing Translucent Powder. And I'm going to use this big, fluffy, synthetic brush, even though it's kind of rough, but I guess that's okay. Like I said, work with what you have, and I'm going to dab it onto my face and just pat it ever so gently, not moving any of the foundation around. If you want, you guys can pat, and then you can swish or do what you want with it. Then I'm going to go ahead and conceal. I'm using Maybelline's Master Conceal Camouflage Concealer. This is kind of like medium coverage. It says full coverage, but I find it medium coverage, and I'm just going to put that underneath my eye, in like my under eye sockets where you would get dark circles, just to conceal that. And I'm going to drag it a little bit down onto like a triangle, an upside down triangle. You know how it goes with concealer. And yes, I'm going to set that with my finger. And then I'm going to pick up another little sponge. I have two separate sponges, one for foundation and one for concealer. And I'm going to pat it again just to blend it in and push it into my skin. I remember back in the day when I didn't even know what concealer was. All I would use was foundation. But I mean, I never had any issues with dark under eye circles because I take sleep very, very serious. Sleep to me is an important thing, an important process in fitness, in beauty, in so many things. So it's important. Also, go ahead and not only place this in the areas in your face that you want to brighten a little bit extra, but also if you have any blemishes on your face, go ahead and conceal them and things like that. So then I'm going to get this Age Rewind Brightener Concealer, another concealer, and I'm just going to use a very little of this. I'm going to put this on the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, under where my contour is, just to make it a little more sharp and clean up the area. And with the same sponge, I'm going to dab and dab until it's nice and set. You know, you want to take your time blending. You never want to rush. Perfection takes time. um, it's I don't know. Every time I do my mom's makeup, she's so impatient. I'm like on one side of her face for 5 minutes, just making sure it's all blended together, nice and smooth. And she gets frustrated and impatient. She's like, "Can we move on to the other side of my face or something? Because I just need to finish before 5." And I'm just like, "You need to relax." But yes. After that, I'm going to set it again with the same translucent powder I set my foundation with. I feel like this is a double hold, and I find that my makeup stays on longer, more nicer, I feel, because I set it twice. So using the same big fluffy brush, I'm going to set my concealer in a dabbing motion. And then, after that, we are going to move on. So just make sure you blend. We're moving on to Milani's powder foundation as a bronzer. I'm using the color Natural Tan. It's a warm color. It's not something I would opt out for because I love cool toned, contours and bronzers. They work best on my skin, and this one turned out to be a little warm, which at first I was kind of like hesitant, but then I started using it and I actually really like it. It doesn't look too warm. It's like cool and warm at the same time. It's not to the point where it's like you look like a pumpkin, but I think it's okay. It's doable. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the hollows of my cheeks, under my lip to give the appearance of a puffier, fuller lip, on my crease to make it a little more natural, on the sides of my nose to slim my nose down a little bit, my forehead, hairline area, and under my chin. You just want to give your face that slimmer look. That's what we go for. And then I'm going to take another synthetic brush and blend it all in until it looks nice and even. I feel like one of the worst things anybody can do is not blend in their contour and have that blunt line on the side of your face that ends like towards your lip, and you see where it starts and you see where it ends, and it's not blended, and it just looks like a big mess on the side of your face. So just make sure you blend it. I remember back in the school days, I would wake up in the morning and do my foundation and be like, "Hey, I look okay without bronzer. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to skip it." And then when I get to school, I look in the mirror and I'm like, "Oh my god, I need bronzer," and I end up doing it. It's just important. I need it. So this is completely optional. I just like to give it a little more dimension, a little more color. I like to have a little prominent cheekbone. But if you're fine with just the powder foundation, then go ahead, keep it like that. But I'm going to go in with the BHCosmetics blush palette, and this is a blush, but I use it as a contour. It works as a contour because my skin is light, so I'm going to go ahead and use that with another little brush, and this is just a softer, I think from Shiny Cosmetics brush. I think it's also a blush brush, but I'm going to use that to add a little more color. And then, if that wasn't enough, I'm going to go ahead and get this little palette that was given as a gift to me. It's from Victoria's Secret, and I'm going to use the contour shades that they have there, which you saw is kind of used up because I used it for a long period of time, a couple years I would say. And I'm going to just add a little more contour because you know, your contour is important, and I can't live without contouring my face. It just looks more put together. And I'm going to go back to the other synthetic brush and blend it in one more time. Make sure it's all nice and blended. Then I'm going to get this little Ardell brush with a spoolie at the end for your eyebrows. I'm going to brush my eyebrows, and that's all I'm going to do for them. I have pretty full eyebrows as it is, and sometimes I like to do them just to polish them a little bit, and then other times I like to keep them natural. I keep them natural a little more, though. I'm not going to lie. And then I'm going to go in with my eyelash curler and prep my lashes for some mascara. So just hold the curler on your lashes for like a couple seconds, and then I'm going to be using Maybelline's Lash Sensational, which I took from my mom. This is a pretty decent mascara. I mean, it's really good. I think it comes off pretty easy too, like with some water. When I'm in the shower is usually when I take off my makeup. So with some water, it comes off, but obviously you have to clean it up with like cleanser and things like that. But other than that, it's pretty good mascara. Yeah, it's pretty good. And I like it. It gives your lashes a nice fluffy effect. I don't always put mascara on my bottom lashes because I feel like it drags your face down. So I like to use like brown mascara for that, but I don't have some today, so I'm just using this mascara. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my eyelashes and at my bottom lashes just a bit, make sure they don't look too spidery. And then I'm going to go for the lips. I'm using my Burt's Bees Nourishing Lip Balm with mango butter before applying my lipstick, which is MAC's Velvet Teddy, and this is the only high-end product in this video. And I don't have an eyeliner. I don't have a lip liner because the lip liners that I had were from Jordana, and I appear to have an allergic reaction whenever I use them. I just flare up on the side, like the sides of my lips every time I use the lip liner. So I kind of have to use my lipstick as a lip liner. So it's kind of difficult. That's why I take a little more extra time putting on my lipstick. But I love this color. It's like a nude mauve-y color. It's like a perfect nude, but it's not to the point where it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a warm nude instead of a cool tone nude. And then I'm going to go in with NYX Matte lipstick in Circe, or I don't know how to pronounce that, and put that on the middle of my lip to give the appearance again of a fuller lip. And I'm going in with L'Oreal's, I don't know what this is. I think this is it's a loose shimmering powder in the color Sugar Coated, and I'm going to apply that on the tip of my nose because it's been a thing for me these past few weeks. I've been loving putting it on the tip of my nose. I love the look that it gives you. It gives you like a cute little nose. And also where you would put your highlighter, which the bridge of your nose, above where you will put blush, your chin, Cupid's bow, and yeah, the sides of your temples. And just, yeah. And this is the finished look. I hope you guys love it. I went ahead and put in my Bellamy hair extensions because, hey, I haven't used them in like a couple months ever since I cut my hair. So, you know, instead of letting money go to waste and letting it sit on my drawer, I decided to put them in. And I did a little bit of curling. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. Thank you for watching.